now give the floor to the representative of Algeria.
شكرا سيد الرئيس والشكر موصول لمقدمي.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would also like to thank the speakers for their substantive briefings. First of all, we would like to pay tribute to the immense sacrifice made by the members of UN peacekeepers, be they policemen or military. And we welcome this huge effort. The delegation of my country shares the assessments made by the various speakers. Peacekeeping missions is an essential effort made by the UN trying to resolve conflicts and have stability. And we support the recommendations made by the Undersecretary General within the framework of A4P. The police is a central factor in these operations. It helps strengthening state institutions and restore the trust of the citizens. Nonetheless, the efforts made by the United States to the peacekeeping operations are facing many challenges which require a global adaptation of these operations, and this is to strengthen the capacity to react immediately and effectively to any and all threats and to adapt to the changes in the environment of a given operation. This meeting of ours is a good opportunity to exchange viewpoints as regards the ways and the means we can readopt our common tools, in particular the police component of a peacekeeping operation, and how to do it so as to tackle the multifaceted challenges they face. And in this regard, the delegation of my country would like to underscore the following points. First of all, close partnership with the host country is essential if we want to make sure that the mandate is successfully implemented by a PKO, in particular when it comes to capacity strengthening of the national security forces in line with the priorities expressed by the host country. In this regard, as well, the reform of the security sector is essential within the UN efforts as the UN tries to create a robust and lasting security force. The national police, being the closest to the people, to the local people, are at the heart of these operations. In conflict and post-conflict situations during which the security institutions are very frequently divided and fragile, the security sector reform and the way to go about it is needed, all the while making sure that this is in line with the vision of national authorities. The police chiefs summit on COPS, which was in New York in June 2024, was an opportunity for member states to share their national expertise in maintaining peace and security. The delegation of my country is on the view is that we need to build on those recommendations, the recommendations that came out of that meeting to support the efforts made by the police components and PKOs. Secondly, there is an urgent need to develop a greater partnership between the United Nations and member states, and do that so as to build bridges and exchange know-how and good practices. And in this regard, Algeria has made major efforts to develop and modernize our national security institutions, because we're trying to adapt our capacity to the new and emerging challenges, in particular cyber threats. Furthermore, my country is involved in various bilateral cooperation arrangements with our partners to share our vast experience in our fight against all kinds of threats. Algeria is available to contribute towards UN efforts and to do it through capacity building programs to support member states who have a need in this area. We therefore recommend that the United Nations continue encouraging and supporting bilateral cooperation between member states and also support the role played by regional organizations. In our capacity as a host country for the African Union Mechanism for Police Cooperation, AFRIPOL, we support the idea of giving a prevalent role to the African Union to strengthen cooperation between the African police institutions. We also think that there needs to be a greater cooperation between the United Nations and the African Union, which will, of course, have positive ramifications for all parties. Third point. The security reaction and constant adaptation, given the changing nature of security threats, requires investing in new technologies, all the more so since the terrorist and criminal groups use advanced technologies to continue with their subversive activities. Using new technologies has become a necessity currently to challenge, for example, negative propaganda, lies, disinformation, all of which are being used to foment tensions amongst communities or against the authority of a state. Access to advanced technologies would be possible if we were to strengthen cooperation among member states and also if we had support of the United Nations when it comes to technology transfer and expertise exchange. We recommend that our organizations be a link between the donors and beneficiaries here. In conclusion, Algeria, being a reliable security partner with huge experience in anti-terrorist work, remains committed to contributing to all of the efforts, regional and international, aimed at strengthening peacekeeping operations, in particular the police component, and to do this through innovative and effective partnerships. I thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of Algeria.